everyone. My name is Caroline Dickinson, and I am so thankful to be connecting with you through Souls Intuit, and wanted to share a little bit with you about myself and invite you to join me in the next couple weeks as I step into the Souls Intuit program in hopes of connecting and guiding and sharing your experiences that you've had in this program, and sharing a little bit about what I do with you as well through my group meditation and channeling session and through the course that I'll be teaching. So I'm just so thankful and looking forward to that. A little bit about me here. I am a spiritual channel and have been channeling since 2016 and doing private channeled sessions since 2017 and offering those publicly as group channeled messages on my Facebook and Instagram. So I also do energetic consultations where I work with people one-on-one in things that they're going through, and I read into and feel into the frequencies of what they're experiencing related to what they're going through, and help with energy work exercises, meditations, and again, channeled sessions from their guides to help them to elevate their frequency. And I just really enjoy that as well. And so I also do oracle card sessions one-on-one, and that is a wonderful way to get very specific questions answered, and in a really fun way. So that's a little bit about what I do, and the gifts that I have come into this life with are clairaudience, which is clear hearing, and clairsentience, clear feeling, claircognizance, which is where I have clear knowing about things. I get downloads of information and energy. And also clairalience. I tend to get whiffs of experiences, of memories, of things that are going to happen in the future, usually specifically connected to people and certain guides. So that's a wonderful way that I love to experience the different dimensions and the different spiritual gifts that I've come in with. So I'm excited to learn from all of you as well. This course I'm sure has been so activating for everybody in stepping into gifts you may have already known you've had, maybe even since childhood. And so I'm really excited to connect with all of you and see what you're experiencing with all of your gifts as well. My gifts have been open since childhood. I have very vivid memories of laying in bed at night, having questions about something I had learned at church or, school or something I was supposed to believe, and just questioning it and wondering why it had to be like that or what it meant. Specifically, one time I was wondering why I was being taught the Lord's Prayer at church and what that really meant. And so I remember just asking Jesus and him arriving to me and explaining it to me through my clairaudience. And I've never forgotten that. I was probably 6 or 7 at the time. I have very vivid memories of playing outside with nature spirits and forest fairies and elementals and things as well. So those get shut down so often as we progress into late childhood and teenage years. And so a lot of people can get cut off from them and then get into adulthood and have those memories, but not know how to reconnect with their spiritual gifts. And so I'm so thankful that the Souls Into It program is here for everyone, and that so many people are gaining a reconnection with their beautiful gifts that they've come in with. And how did I reawaken my gifts? Excuse me, I did have a period where my gifts shut down, and just like I was saying, and they reawakened in 2008 after the birth of my daughter. And that's also very common. You'll hear women go through a pregnancy, which is such a transformational experience to become a mother in pregnancy, and in pregnancy and delivery. And so that shortly after my first daughter was born, I have 3 children. Shortly after she was born, I did start having spiritual experiences again, where I was hearing and seeing and feeling, and everything was reawakening for me. And it was quite a powerful time for me. So that's when it all came back for me. And how did I learn to trust the spiritual gifts and these abilities as an adult? Was that I began to really step into surrender and trust for what my intuition was trying to nudge me to do. And that was scary. It was a very slow process. It was baby steps. It was step by step. It was not knowing what was going to happen. It was stepping into, in past veils of fear that I had for what other people were going to think and feel about the choices I was making in my life at the time, as I stepped back into trusting what my own intuition was trying to get me to hear. So that was a lot of it. And then it was also for me being in a position where I didn't have another choice but to listen. I started to really get signs, big signs from the universe that I needed to make big changes in my life. And step into the unknown. And so I really felt like I was kind of on a threshold. I was on the edge of a cliff, and it was time to jump, and had to trust that I was going to be caught by the beautiful net of the universe and what the universe was going to bring to me to carry me forward in my life. So that's how I came to trust everything that I was getting through my spiritual gifts as an adult. I use my gifts at this time to channel messages for clients. I also do group channelings where I channel collective messages and share those on my social media. And for my private sessions, I can work in person, or I also work remotely with people. It doesn't matter how far away we are. I've worked with a man in Slovenia. I've worked with a man's uncle who had recently passed away. That was a wonderful, beautiful experience. I've worked with a young boy with a developmental disability. His mom wanted me to work with his energy and his spirit to bring through some answers, and I'll tell you a little bit more about my experience with him in just a little bit. And so The energy is available. The connection with spirit guides is always available, and so it's such a beautiful experience, and I'm so honored when I am asked by a client or a group of people to channel a message, because I really feel like it is an honor to connect with these divine aspects of humans, and I'm just so grateful to be able to serve humanity in that way. I also do oracle card readings, and in oracle card readings, I really tune into my spiritual gifts of clear feeling. When someone is telling me about an issue that they're having in their life and they have questions about it, I really start to get feelings about, as I connect more with their energy and their spirit and what they're going through, I can really feel into the different frequencies of all the blocks that they're holding. I can feel into all of the elements that really helped them to create the question and the experience in the first place. And so then the cards come through and they really assist in clarifying for people a path forward. And it's not a magic wand. The channeled sessions and the oracle card readings that I bring through have a very strong element and frequency of personal empowerment. And so I never liken it to a psychic mediumship reading, where you're getting dates and specifics and things like that. It's very much the energy that flows through me into the sessions is very much, and the guidance, it's very much about empowering the client to take their own steps in their life, to feel that sense of self-honor and self-love, and to step into those kinds of empowerment frequencies that they may not even really believe that they're capable of. So it's a really beautiful process and beautiful messages that everyone's guides bring through. And so that's a little bit about those types of offerings. I also offer energetic consultation, in which I just love, where we talk in depth about an issue or a situation that someone is going through, and we dive deep into what all led up to it, a little bit more in depth than someone just asking questions through the oracle cards. It's really an in-depth look at why people are experiencing what they're experiencing and how they got there, and a beautiful path to step into the reality that they actually want to create for their lives. So I love doing that. So to explain channeling for you, it is a modality where I have been taught to open a channel of light that runs down the center of my being and allow guidance from higher dimensional beings to flow through me. I consciously remove my consciousness, my ego, my desires for the session, in order for a clear channel of guidance to flow through me and to arrive for the client that I'm working with. So it really doesn't have a lot to do with me and my desires for a message of any certain kind to come through. It's really about me just existing in my everyday life in a high vibrational state so that I am able to open myself as a channel of guidance for my clients. So it's really been ever since I started channeling in 2016, I got a really powerful message from a group of light beings called the Elohim. And they basically came through when I first started and said, do not start channeling until you raise your vibration, because the guidance that comes through someone when they're in a low vibrational state does not serve humanity and humanity's highest and greatest good. And it's always been my intention through channeling and oracle cards and energy work consultations and any light work that I do, even just connecting, with someone in small ways on a day-to-day basis. It's always been my intention to serve humanity and its highest and greatest good. And so at that point, when I got that message, I really started to focus on raising my vibration in different ways, and many patterns and blocks and methods of behavior and experiences I was living through took years to acknowledge and to accept and to transform and to raise my vibration in that way. And some choices to raise my vibration have been very seamless and simple. So raising your vibration can seem daunting, like you're never going to reach this ultimate goal or the light at the end of the tunnel that you think you are, but we can always choose to raise our vibration in lots of little ways throughout each and every day at our choice points. So, and once we raise our vibration, you can access your spiritual gifts easier. Things magnetize to you more quickly and more easily. Synchronous relationships will start entering into your life. So you'll feel healthier, you'll feel more energy, more peaceful, and it's really all about setting that intention to begin with to raise your vibration, and then creating your life in those choice points from that intention. So that's what I love about working with energetic frequencies. It's been a total joy, and it's my passion, and that's what I'll continue to do. I'm sure how I do it exactly will continue to change and morph and expand and grow along the way. But I'm excited to work with all of you and in all of these wonderful ways. So, and to learn about what your experience of frequency has been. Some people experience their spiritual gifts, but they just don't have words for it. They don't know why. They just know something. They don't know why they smell cigarettes whenever they think, of someone in particular, like their grandma or something. They don't know why all of a sudden they feel, their mood changes drastically in the moment, and they feel all of a sudden very sad. A lot of people are experiencing these spiritual gifts and just don't know that they have beautiful gifts that can be serving them and other people that have already been activated within them. So that's why the Souls Into a group is just a phenomenal group and course and experience to expand in all of these ways. It's just such a beautiful service to humanity, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it. So, a little bit about my favorite client that I've ever worked with, or an experience of working with me. One of my favorite client experiences was a young boy with a developmental disability where he was not able to verbalize what he was wanting or needing or experiencing. He therefore was struggling with sleeping at night, with focusing, with learning, with doing activities of daily living like feeding and dressing himself and eating and any type of schoolwork that he was trying to attempt. It was very, very hard for him to move through a lot of these things that many people move through so easily in life. And so his mom came to me and asked me to channel his higher self or one of his spirit guides, whoever came through. And she had very specific questions. You know, how can I help him sleep better? How can I help him to calm down? How can I help him, you know, in these ways? And the message that came through was so incredibly beautiful. It ended up being guidance on how to make his room more peaceful with more peaceful colors and taking out some of the shocking and distracting superheroes that were all over the wall, and just kind of toning the energy down in the room so that he could have and experience more peaceful sleep at night. And then I remember some of the other guidance that came through was that he loved music and very specific types of music. It was meditation music. It was gongs and singing bowls. It was binaural beats. And that, you know, just being able to channel a message like that, where the message offers that kind of specific guidance to a mom, and then she implements it and sees the beautiful results of the implementation. That was very, very satisfying for me. And I'm just honored to work with all beings who come to me for assistance. I mean, I'm honored to, I'm just really honored to be able to allow these messages to flow through me and offer my service in that way. And so a little bit about how to step into trusting the gifts that you have come into this life with. It's my belief that everyone comes in with spiritual gifts, and they may look very different from person to person, but it's my, you know, being a mother of three, I you know, and around so many other babies and young children through my journey of motherhood, and also my journey of working with children with developmental disabilities early on in my career after college. These children have these gifts, and it really takes someone in their lives to acknowledge that and to foster it and help them to grow in these ways and see these gifts as valuable, so that they don't get shut down in people like has happened to so many of us. So there are many instances of channeled material I was going to share with you as a little exercise until we meet again, maybe. Look for instances of channeled material in your life. And once you start looking for them in mainstream I think you'll start really finding them. There are many, many, many examples of artists and authors and musicians and theater majors and just so many of the people who have that beautiful artistic creativity running through them. They're tapped in to their spirit in a different way on a whole new level. And so if you start looking, I believe that you'll find lots of evidence of channeled guidance around you all the time. And we've named it so many different things, so a lot of people don't even realize, that they're experiencing something that's been channeled from someone's higher self, or from someone's spirit guide, or from someone's star family, from a different galaxy. So just keep your eyes and ears open for that, for experiencing it in your life in different ways. And my other invitation is when you are talking with someone, try to, and they're sharing with you from their heart, and you have a connection with them in a way and at a level where you have permission to maybe feel into what they're saying and what they're feeling a little bit deeper. Try to feel into the frequencies of what they're saying that are in between their words. Try to feel what may be behind their grief. Try to feel what may be behind their anger. Try to feel what maybe, they've been carrying with them for a long time that's, causing them to express in the ways that they're expressing to you in that moment. When we're using our spiritual gifts, it's always very important to make sure you do have permission to access someone's energy. And in the client coach relationship, that is definitely a permission that is given. And so, you can feel into the frequencies a lot more fully using clairsentience than you may know you have the ability to. So that's an invitation to try out some of these beautiful spiritual gifts that I'm sure you have. And if you'd like to stay connected with me, I invite you to come join me on Instagram. I'm at Caroline Goodwin Live, and on Facebook at Caroline Goodwin Dickinson. So I'm also on TikTok. I'm pretty new to TikTok, so it's not that fabulous there, but I am starting to slowly build that, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm also on YouTube, and just come join me wherever you can. I would so appreciate your support, and I love connecting with people on social media and, reading the comments and seeing how, people are feeling and how they're experiencing life right now. It's all very, very fascinating and near and dear to my heart. Connection with others is just one of my big joys in life. So thank you so much for being here now and for listening today. And I hope to connect with you soon in the next couple weeks with Souls Into It. Thank you.